So, okay, tell me one thing. Like, did you guys did for the Ansible basics? Tried out? Huh? We did last class, no? You guys didn't attend it, Ansible. Huh, we had a class. So you didn't practice it, right? Please practice. Yes, it's support. Like it's just a few codes, right? Just try to see why I'm telling it. No, anyway, Ansible you'll not be working around. Okay, but in case if you get a chance to work it, so if you have a knowledge on that, then well you can work around that, right? So that's why please try to do one time. Tell me. Yeah, Pep. Obviously, all company will go with the PowerShell. They'll not go with Ansible. Yes, drawback is we have a playbook writing there. It's a playbook writing, right? So a PowerShell, if you run the code itself, it will run it. It will initiate it. But if you go with your like, what is that? Ansible, it has some controller to control it. So we have to write the playbook for running the code. That's a drawback. Okay. And whereas if you go to the PowerShell, it's not at all drawback. Only few line of code, hit it, get the answer. Hit it, get the answer. So that's why it is much more beneficial as compared to your like Ansible one, right? Manoj, I'll message you for then. Okay, please do message me, Navin. I'll message you, Manoj. Sure. Hi, Lokesh. Shall I start or shall I wait for 2 more minutes of time? Still 30. We'll wait for 2 minutes of time. Okay. So we need to go with the ARM template, right? So let me check it out. Just a minute. No need to. Unable to join offline. Okay, no problem. Like Lokesh, I can understand that. No worries. Please complete that part. It's already done. Okay, it's already done. But yes, I'll give a quick review one more time, Jitender. Okay, that part is done, buddy. Steps also is given to you, Jitender. But let me do it out. If we need that, we'll do it out one more time. Right, Jitender? Okay, we'll do it out. Don't worry. Let me complete these 3 topics. The Jenkins one, ARM template, YAML, interview. Then later we'll do one session for that also. We see after Monday, whenever you guys are like feeling comfortable, you wanted to connect, just drop me a message. We can do one online session also. Yes, anything. It's not a problem. Tell me, please. Yes, we will learn in the Kubernetes that architecture, right? There will come to know that. Yes, YAML is scripting. See, understand. ARM template is there, right? Any file we have a templates. Okay. In that, the language through which we are writing the code that is called as a YAML scripting. Okay. Yet another markup language. Okay. The code, the Docker file or any file you are writing it out. We'll take one example for YAML. Okay. We'll take one example. Let's see. I will be writing one YAML file for student. How we are writing the student YAML, that will show you. So we have some formats, name, then there the details, then others will be there. We'll do that. Okay. So today only we are doing it. Kubernetes architecture, we are doing it today. Yes, that is the first thing that we are doing it. One minute, buddy. I'm just trying to get that ARM template notes now. I don't know which place I kept it. Minute of time. Yes. Basics. Thanks everyone for reminding. Okay, let's get started first with the Kubernetes architecture. So I will always use that authorized page for that Kubernetes or Docker. I already told you, either go with the Microsoft documentation or their own page documentation. Okay, so let's go with the Kubernetes here. Can you see this? This is the document given by the kubernetes.io.docs. That means this is given by the Kubernetes itself, right? So in that architecture, before we learn the architecture, we have some see, this is that component actually. We have to learn some component names. So we'll walk through this document. Okay, that would be very clear to you. And I'll be giving this chat box also to you. Even for offline guys also, will make it into the Google Classroom. So that will be easy for you to walk through in the future also. See, understand here, if you go back to the Kubernetes, okay, when you deploy Kubernetes, you get a cluster. What is the cluster here? Small buddy server, small server kind of thing, right? Good. So Kubernetes cluster consists a set of worker machine. Please understand, you have to use this term, right? Worker nodes. Understand that a Kubernetes cluster consists a set of worker machine. What is the worker machine? Which will place and role to perform some activity for Kubernetes infrastructure. That is worker machine. We have a worker, we have a servant also is there. You'll see that. Okay. See, that worker machine is nothing. It's called as a nodes. Do you remember that at the time of creation of the Kubernetes, you will be asked to create a nodes. Okay. You guys are asking, you guys are going ahead for asking the creation of the nodes actually, right? Nodes, no? So that is nothing, the worker nodes here. Oh, sorry, I came to this place. Okay, fine. So that is a nodes. What is the nodes, buddy? A Kubernetes consists a set of worker machine that is called as a code nodes. Okay, good. That run containerized application. Obviously, that Kubernetes will run on the container itself, right? Good. We can say that collection of nodes. Yep, buddy. Connection of all the clusters, right? Collection of all the different type of small nodes will begin to the format of one cluster, and that node basically is called as your what node, buddy? Worker machine. Clear this points? So please just what I'll say you guys, you just take some topic, few words from these documents and write a small notes. You can make these for your reference. Okay, or you can share to Telegram group also. People will, it will help others also. Okay, good. Now, so is it clear, right? Here every cluster has at least one worker node, right? So understand, in Kubernetes we have a big thing called as a cluster. Inside cluster we have a several nodes. So remember that at the time of creating of the cluster, you might have seen that Kubernetes cluster, AKS, right? We created the cluster first, right? In that we have selected the number of nodes 1 to 10, right? No, free. Commercial it will be 5,000 plus. Okay, so let's see. 10 and commercial it is up to 5,000. Right. Yes. The worker node hosts the, understand please. Now there is a different term. There is another term is coming as a pod. What is that? Pod. Okay. Understand. So we'll make a note of this. Okay. Just for terminologies, we'll make a note and we'll try to understand what is the terminologies. First is what, buddy? You know that cluster already, right? What is the next one is? Node, right? So the group, the set of similar type or whatever the type of node, it will become as a cluster. Limit, they'll ask in the interview 10, 5,000. Okay, good. Third one is called as a ports. So let's remember that. Understand? One more thing, guys. Okay. The Kubernetes cluster consists of a set of worker machines. That's fine. The worker node, please understand, the worker node hosts a pods. What is that? Pods that are component of application workload. Any application is there. For that, there is one small component that is called as a pods. So what is the pod here? See, it says the very clear definition. Pod represents set of running container onto your cluster. It is small set which run on the application. So as the definition says that pod, okay, pod represent a running container in the cluster. Guys, I'm walking through this. I request any one of you, you just walk through this document once again at your home, get some points, notes, and share to your teammates in the Telegram group. Okay, it'll be easy for everyone, right? Now let's see. The control panel manages the worker node and the pod in the cluster. So let's see here if we can see the diagram over here. Can you see here diagram? This is your architecture, you can say, for the Kubernetes clusters. So one panel is a control panel, which will basically this panel. Okay. So this control panel is there, right? So this panel basically will control your application. Okay. The command line, the scheduler, the API. Okay. So control panel, buddy, simple. If you go to the washing machine, that buttons that you are seeing in that, now we are automatic, right? If I'm talking about the automatic washing machine, the buttons you are getting, that is a control panel. There itself, all your buttons would be there. Function key, drop, wash in, wash out. These all will play all the role. So in your Kubernetes, okay, in your Kubernetes, basically that Kubernetes, it's a big format of cluster, right? And the cluster, we have a small worker nodes. Okay. Now the control panel will control all the worker nodes, API, application, Kubernetes command also, CTL. Okay. So that is a part of this. Can you see this? Okay. Right now, everybody clear? Control panel handle this word scheduler. What is scheduler now? Time to time running it. Okay. APIs, right? So, and these all things will trail. Now it will connect to each other and it will send the information to your cloud provider API. Okay. Now we have a different set of nodes. Okay. This is one node. This is one node. This is one node. And one more thing, guys, you have to aware of that is nodes will be having two components. Okay. You can see in the image also it will be there. Yes. Two are there, right? So nodes is having two components. One is kubectl, another one is a proxy. What is proxy? It will work it indirectly by hidden way, right? A architecture have a two-part, control panel, node panel. Control panel will control all the worker nodes, APIs, scheduler, everything. Right hand side, you'll get the control nodes. So let's say we have a 5 nodes. So all these 5 nodes will try to communicate with your control panels. Okay, right here. Now these all components, what you are getting it, all the nodes that you're having it, okay? So that node you'll be getting it option of two things, guys. First thing is option you'll be getting for the nodes would be QCTL commands. Okay. Another thing is a proxy. Proxy, you cannot observe it. You cannot see also. It is running in the backgrounds. Okay. So that two things it is coming up here. Now let's try to come here. Okay. And try to see these all components. So what is the control plane like components? Virtual machine. Who is this? Office work. I had to leave yesterday. Attended the virtual network. If ARM template is complete, could you please make it? No, we haven't done it. ARM template. Who's this? Shavant. Shavant, we haven't done the ARM template. It's a small topic. We'll do it today only. We are doing the Kubernetes architecture now, and then we'll go to the ARM template. Don't worry. Okay. If we would have done also, I would repeat it. Don't worry. Let's come. So control panel, whatever it is getting the components. So how many components are there? Ports. What all there, everybody? API, QCTL, scheduler, worker nodes, right? So the very first it says as a QAPI, API server. So what is the API server? Is a component for control plane that exposes. See, if you go back to that any message, anything, right? See the highlights, it's already highlighting it. Okay. So the API server is a component of Kubernetes control plane that exposes the Kubernetes API. Obviously, server means what? They will be playing the role to expose their API, right? So that is no need to go and all the things you can understand it out, but if you have time, you can go and like read it out others. Okay. The main implementation of API is QAPI server. These servers. Okay. So let's come down here. Let's go to the etcd. Yes, we have one more etcd here. I want to show you. Somewhere it is etcd. Okay, where it is went. Yes. Okay. So that component we are having it. Let's come down. You guys are able to see that? No. Fine. I'll give the link to you. You just go through that. Okay. So if you go back to here, buddy. Okay. So here in this case, let me come down. etcd. What does it does? Okay. etcd is nothing, buddy. It's kind of your consistent and highly available key values like CTL, QCTL. So key values that is used by Kubernetes backing a store of all your cluster data. This is important. If you wanted to like highlight that in that simple thing, this is a key values which will highlight your backup material, backup document to store all of your clusters. Okay, store your all of your clusters details or data, right? etcd. Now, as the name suggests, you know very well what is scheduler. Basically, scheduler will basically run it out to take care of your scheduling or just keep an eye or keep an watch on your runs of your nodes. Okay. So let's see. What is that? Control panel plane, not panel here. Control plane component that watches, see, that keep an eye, schedules for newly created ports with no assigned nodes and select the nodes to run it out. See, if we are having a newly pods available, okay, that pod basically it will assign which node it will go. So that is the role of the scheduler here. Again, I'm repeating, buddy. Have a look, please. Difference between the HTTP and a queue. HTTP is a hypertext transfer protocol here, okay, which will be going with any of your like API services. And this QAPI is a different, which will communicate between your control plane and the other APIs, API server basically. So this is the different, buddy. This is HTTP we are using everywhere, buddy. Let's see. I'm typing as a Flipkart. Okay. So this is a HTTP only. Okay, copy it. When you copy it, right, you'll get it HTTP. Okay, so all the servers APIs that we are using is HTTP only. Okay, one more thing is easiest way I can show you that. Okay, always try to go this. Let's say you wanted to see the API here. Okay, right click it. Right click it. What next? Very good. Inspect, then tell me guys. Bottom. Inspect, then I want to see the APIs, list of APIs running it. Huh? Anyone knows that? Networking people? No? Anyone? Nobody? Network. Network. Okay? You go to the network. You are right, Shawan. Very good. So this is your API idea. Come on here. So let's see if we go back to this. Can you observe it? Let me pull it up. Okay. Right? See, the request URL is this. And what is you are requesting? You're posting it some information. You're creating a new information. And a status code is coming up this. What is the remote address? And these all the different. So for these APIs, you can able to get port. Did you guys know this, right? Get, post, put, and all. Anyone? No. Yeah, post means simple. You know that posting something, okay? But do you know the meaning of the get, post, put, or not? Tell me nothing bad in that. I know that you guys are from different background. Okay, you might not be knowing it, but it's always good to know since you're knowing it into the kubectl and others. Do you guys know that get, put, post? Don't know that? Fine, don't worry. Let me complete this architecture. I'll give a quick brief information on that quickly, but I cannot go in deep. This is not, it's a development job, but yes, I can give the brief knowledge on that API. Okay. I'll give a brief knowledge on that. Don't worry. So let's close it. Let's go to our first topic. Then I'll come back and discuss that. So where we were, buddy? Here, right? Okay. So what is the use of scheduler? If there is a new pod is coming and we are not assigning any nodes on that, default, it will assign it, any nodes, and run that application. Right? So few terms that you have to keep in the mind, buddy. Okay. We are getting something from the server. You are right. Get means to get. Yes, you're right, Manoj. Okay. We'll discuss after we completing the ARM template also now. Today only. Thank you. Fine. So what are the components we have heard it now so far? Let me write it here. Everyone have to create on a small notes on this. Okay. This diagram, this document, and try to post in the Telegram for your reference. Understand? Come here. What is the next we heard it? E T, right? ETCD, no? 1 minute. ETCD. Okay. Now next is QBI. Why it is use a QAPI? To perform API servers. Okay. Okay. Now what is the next one term we are using it? Kubectl. Yes. What is the use of kubectl here? If any new pod is coming and it is not assigned to any node, it will play a role to assign the port, that port to any particular node. Okay. Yes. Clear here? Next is okay, manager, controller manager. Buddy, control, anything we left it? Any component? Master and worker nodes. Yes, it will be there somewhere. Okay. 2 nodes is there. Okay. We have that master nodes and we'll discuss it out here itself. Okay. The nodes for the master and difference we'll see. Detailed difference we'll see. Right, I mean. So we'll go to the next component. What is that? Kube controller manager. What it does, buddy? So it's nothing. It just try to run all the controller process. There 4 5 years there, right? We'll try to run it out. Node controller, job controller, index controller, service account controller. So node will be responsible to get the nodes down. Whenever the nodes is going down, it will notice it. It will bring it. Okay. Next, job controller. It will just keep an eye on the watch. Okay. So whether any job is getting off task, that means it is going retired. Okay. And end SQL controller will go with your objects. That is to provide the relation between the service and nodes. Service account controller will create a different, default service account for the namespaces. So this is not existing. See, it says that existing, we have multiple also. Main job of this is to control your system for all the different controller messages here. Okay. Yes, the same thing it was say that we can create one node and one like and also more in the Kubernetes. Okay. So same thing we are discussing on the master nodes here, Manoj. Come back here. Okay, we'll go back to, okay. See, here we have a the two component here, kube controller and cloud controller. Kube controller will take care of your node and all, and cloud controller will take care of your node controller. The above one node controller, it will take care of this all. So there is a 4 components here: node controller, route controller, and we have service controller. This much is not needed. Okay, don't go into this much of deeper. Only few components that you have. These all components you keep in the mind: master nodes, worker nodes, nodes, ports, etcd, API, kubectl. That is more than sufficient for your our experience level. Okay, come back here. I told buddy, nodes we have a 2 part that you can see here. Where buddy? Right hand side we they know. Nodes we have a 2 part. One is a kubectl, another one is proxy. kubectl we are seeing it, but proxy we are not seeing it. Okay, give me a minute of time, just a minute. Okay, we'll see 2 parts are there in that nodes. One is kubectl one, another one is proxy one. So let's note this. This is a bit important for nodes. For nodes, 2 part. What is that? One is kubectl commands, right? And another one is proxy one. Yes. So let's see what is kubectl, what is a proxy. Come back here. Guys, node component and every nodes maintaining the running the ports. Okay. So obviously the ports will run in your nodes only. Okay. Kubelet, that is kubectl. Okay. And agent, this is just a agent. Okay. That runs on each node in the cluster. It makes sure the container is up and running in the pod. Okay. It makes sure the container are running in a pod. So 2 components is there. First is that pod, node, and your container. So basically, if you go back to the cluster, we have a set of nodes, and the nodes we have a set of ports, and the ports will run into your container. Okay, it will run on top of container, not in the container, top of the container. Okay, that is saying that kubelet. Kubelet is what? It is a agent which help you to run the clusters, ports onto the nodes. Okay, right. Again, the kubelet take a set of port spaces. This finally it kube proxies. So this is bit important. So kube proxy is a network proxy. Okay, that runs on each node in the cluster. Every node it will run, but it will not able to know that. Proxy itself is a. Have you heard the term called proxy? In the software, have you heard it, the term proxy? Anyone? Anyone heard it, the proxy here? So kube proxy is nothing. It is just network proxy that runs on each server, each node in the cluster, implementing the part of your Kubernetes service concept. So basically this kube proxy, it will set a rule on the nodes. Okay, and that too, this will allow the network communication to every ports inside and outside. But only thing, it will not be aware of other world. It'll be going in the background, the proxy setup. I think this all component is more than sufficient to understand. Okay. Now this is the diagram, you have understand it. Now there, so you please make a note of this diagram. Kubernetes architecture, two divide into two separate container. One you divide into your plane, control plane, another divide into the node. Plane, we have multiple diagram in the internet, okay? You can get it out. But this is the diagram that is given by your Kubernetes. Okay. Plane, how many components, buddy? Quickly. Quick revision. How many components? API server, etcd. Okay, then only two. Scheduler, API scheduler, QB scheduler. Okay, fine. So now let's try to understand, there is a few component here that is called as a node 2. What is that? Two components. First is called as a master node. Okay, master node, and another one is called as a 1, 2, 3. Yes, you are right here, buddy. So Manoj is saying about all the control planes. Okay, thank you. So two nodes are there. What is that? Master. Actually, Manoj and Javir went to his native place, so that's why he is not coming to office. Okay, but he is helping, right? Okay. So there is a master node and there is called as a worker. Sometime it is called as a slave. Slave. Like, no, I'm worker, right? Okay. So that is slave. Right? Two nodes are there, buddy. Okay. Master nodes, slave node. Good. Now, what is master node? See, the nodes, small nodes, which is connected to the main node. Okay. The small nodes, which is connected to another main node. The small node is called as a slave node. The node that will work on the Kubernetes pods or cluster, that is called as a master node. I'll give you a reference also. Have a look. A diagram. What should I use? Master versus slave nodes Kubernetes. I just wanted to show you that diagram, Yuri. One diagram, okay? Yeah, we'll take that images. Mm. Oh, guys, have a look, please. Sorry. See, this is another Kubernetes architecture they have unit. Okay. Here, if it is a big node, master nodes, okay, it will have all the control plane access, 5. It has given only 4, but don't go with this diagram. Sorry. We have a 2. Yes, that's what I'm saying that. Okay, we go with that 5 1 in control manager club 2. API server, scheduler, control manager, etcd. So this, and it has 2 segregated with the 2. 5 is there. So this is a set of 1 master nodes. Same thing here also, you might have seen it, no? This is a set of your master nodes. Now the nodes that is associated with this, these all are called as a slave nodes or worker nodes. Okay, have a look, please. Okay, these are associated. So in this, we have again 2 part. One is kubelet. Just now we seen that kubelet, and another one is proxy. And any nodes will have a ports. You know that, right? All the ports will run into the nodes. So this diagram also is good. You can take this example of this. So let me take this example. I'll take this also a screenshot and main also a screenshot. This is also good to make a note of that. Okay. What happened? We'll take this example, you keep it out, okay? And let's save it. Kubernetes architecture 1, okay? And one diagram we'll keep it for our this one, okay? So let me take straight away. So do you want me to give the definition of this, or you guys will, someone will prepare it? Someone prepare it, no? Free time you have, right? Just prepared one, not all. This, just a minute. What is that? Kubernetes architecture 2. Okay. Only thing you guys have to work on this. Just someone, if you're preparing it, right? Just go with these things. What is that? Master nodes and slave nodes. Okay. Hana? Right. So, buddy, I'll did prepare it. I'll share. Very good. Thank you so much, Manoj. See, we need this type of people here. Like, okay. See, what is the benefit of doing the Manoj, you know? You might have observed it, Manoj and Javid, okay? Any issues you are pinging it, he's coming forward. Coming forward, right? He is also not working. Some of you guys also not working. So what is coming up? He's learning new things. If new issues is coming up, right? He don't know that. So he's searching it out, right? He's getting a new things. So 10 issues you guys have posted, 10 new thing he will learn it, right? Right, okay, no? Fine. Thank you, Manoj. So these all 4-5 class topic you have to keep in the mind for interview preparation. That's it. For interview perspective, cluster, nodes, post, worker means slave. Okay, slave. In that worker, how many components are there? 2. What are they, buddy? QCTL and proxy. If you go to the master, how many are there? 5. 5 means if you go with that diagram one, 4 only. What is that? Scheduler, then API, then etcd, then control manager. There we have another 2 component, right? So that will keep in the mind. Fine. So you just prepare with this diagram. Be ready with this diagram. Another diagram what I'll posting it, that 2 diagram. Apart from that, if you have a time, please go through this docs. If you don't have time, I'm pretty sure Manoj will work around. Okay. So he'll try to give all the definition of these all items. Please go through that this definition. They ask interview question in that based on this. Okay. Clear, right? Understand? Master and worker is main thing is understand, right? Left hand side the portal that you're all getting 5 component master. It is associated with the slave nodes. And slave nodes we have a 2 component QCTL, proxy, and top of it is running as a all small ports. Clear, no? Right here? Fine. Now, shall I go to that ARM template? This is a very small topic. Okay. Okay, this is okay. Kubernetes also it's called as a K8s only. People will say, if you go back to the internet, like people will say that Kubernetes. This is a short form of Kubernetes. Let me write it completely here. Okay. So Kubernetes, like something like, hi, how are you? Something like, yeah, we're writing it now. So what does it ARM stands for? Okay. ARM stands for Azure Resource Manager. Okay. And I'll maybe you might have seen it also. If not, then I'll wanted to show you once again today. That we can say all 8 alphabets that we can say that yes, we'll discuss the same alphabets only here, Manoj. Okay. Let me go to dev.azure.com. Okay. Right. So whenever you might have observed one thing, let me go with any team. Okay. Any team. Okay. Let's go here. So if you go back to the pipeline, right? Now you are choosing a new pipeline, right? So you are going with the classic editor. All right. But if you go with any GitHub or anything, let's click on it. So, okay, it is asking my passwords. Let me give it. I'll just go with any set of code. Let me go with this code, any set of code. Okay. No, I don't want to install it. Any set of code. Let me go with Docker or someone. Terraform itself. Huh. See here, everyone, please. Whenever you are going with without YAML, okay, so you are going with the classic editors one. But if you go with any file except the without classic editor, maybe it may be the Azure repo Git, maybe it may be your GitHub. So it has 4 components to do. First with it will try to connect to your device like Azure repo or GitHub. So did you ask that GitHub? It has given me the code authentication. It give me ask me. Then what file you wanted to choose? It asked me. 2 things clear. Third is configuration. It has given. Configuration means what it is given. Out of that, what file you are using it. Okay, and then review it. So whenever you are creating any application, buddy, or any file they are giving it to you into your Azure repo or GitHub, they will change into the format of YAML scripting. Okay, any file, not only this. Anyone will go, they'll change into the format of YAML scripting. Can you see? And this is the format of YAML scripting. Okay. Trigger, master, pool, steps. These all is the steps given by your YAML scripting. Maybe you might not be understanding it. Don't worry. Let me complete the theory of ARM template first. Then I'll take one example of a student or employee and we will create one sample YAML file. Okay. Sample YAML file will create it. Okay, no? So let's see. But why I showed you this? This is because, see, simply you don't have to go and create and run it. Simply just go YAML, run it. Okay, right? So that we'll go with this, all these different examples. Okay. So let me go with the theory first in that. ARM stands for Azure Resource Management. Oh, sorry, Manager. Okay. The components of ARM template are nearly 7-8 components are there that we'll try to discuss. First is schema, parameters, variables, resources, output, functions, content versions. Okay. So very first is say that what is schema? Guys, no need to learn the word itself. I'll tell you one thing. Whenever there is a term called as a schema, okay, whenever there's a term called a schema is coming, schema means skeleton. For our body, we have bones and all, right? You have seen that skeleton. That is the schema of our body. Now, for room, plaster, color, interior, then looks good. What if only brickworks are there? It is again skeleton. Okay, same thing. This describes the properties available into the template. What are the properties, what are the values, what are that components available into your template that describes the schema. Okay, next is parameter. It just define the input parameter for template parameter. Parameter means, buddy, the input values. Okay, theory, just learn this all components of the ARM template, that is sufficient. Okay, and we'll create one YAML file. We'll come to know that. So parameter, it just define the input parameter of the template parameterization. Okay, guys, parameter is nothing. It's a kind of argument kind of thing. Have you heard it like met the parameter bracket? We're writing something. Yes, that is your parameter here. Okay. Variable. What is variable? As its name suggests, variable that not be static. Variable means vary. Right, buddy? Whose value keep on changing based on the parameter uses. So that is called as a variable. It defines the dynamic. Dynamic means changes. Yes, it will not be fixed. For the template parameterization, that could replace the with any values. Okay. At the time of your execution. Right here, buddy. You if someone have done in the college or school, you might have done some small Java program here. You might have done it, right? int a, okay, int b. So this is your variable, because I might change int a equal to 10. Tomorrow I make it int equal to 20. But if it is static one, we cannot change it. Okay, static value that we are not making, I'm like fixed one. Okay, we cannot change that value. So that is a variable. Sorry, dear. Yes, at the time of execution, based on your demand, based on your requirement, you can replace the value. So these are three components is clear here. Schema, format, okay. Parameter, it is set of input values you are giving it, okay, or you are defining the parameterization. Third is variable, the values will keep on changing, okay, or it depends on the based on your need, will change into your time of execution. Next is resource group, buddy. Resource group is what, buddy? It's a format of file. Maybe JSON, HTML, XML, it could be anything. Okay. Next is output. So obviously you know that output. Okay. Whatever the procedure you are performing it, okay, it will return some value to you. That is output. Okay. Functions. This is very good. Function will perform some particular methods, particular application, like add function. Malo, I'm writing add function. So what is the use of add function? Adding 2 values, 3 values, 4 values. So it says the same thing. This is a customized JSON expression. Okay. For any functionality performed by the user. It's not only the add. It may be square root. It may be Q root. It would be division. It could be table, anything. Right. So it is the 6th point. And next is the content versions. Obviously, whenever you are trying to develop any application, obviously the version is important. Latest change will be another new version. Again, changes new version. It will not. Okay, tell me one thing, guys. Why version is needed? Why configuration is needed? Tell me. Why version is needed here? Good. You are on the track only, buddy. You're right. But why eject? I'll tell you. Have you seen that cars? If you go to the Hyundai Creta car, earlier old version, then later new. Now market super new, different new. They change it. So they're making some small changes and then implementing to the new version. Otherwise, same thing if you'll do it and change it, right? No one can identify which one is good, which one is bad, right? Okay. So that is a versioning. One thing. Important thing is different. If you go to the software terminologies, important thing is software terminologies. Let's see, buddy. I have a set of 10 lines of code with me. Okay? I have a set of 10 lines of code with me, buddy. That 10 lines of code, whatever I'm having it, that 10 lines of code changed by Narsima. Today, I have made 10 lines of code. Tomorrow, let's say I resigned it. Or I am on leave for 10 days. Narsima can take my work. Okay? Right? Narsima can take my work and he makes some changes to the code. So the code that I made it out, so I can write it as a, yes, version code 1.0 When Narsima is making some changes, he can write 1.1. When tomorrow someone is coming, Manoj is coming and changes it, 1.2. Maybe other guy, Javier, anyone can come and change it out. The version will keep in change. Not tomorrow something went wrong. So they cannot, Narsima cannot blame me. Naveen has done the changes, he is the culprit. He left the organizations, I don't know. No. Version 1.1. Who done that? Narsima done that. 1.4, who done that? Javier done. So we'll call to that Javier. So that's the versioning system, right? Content versioning. So that's fine. Leave it. So we have a say 10 points are there, guys. Okay. Please by heart this. This is a theory one. Okay. Now, YAML scripting. YAML stands for, you know that? Yet another markup language. What is that? Like how we have a HTML coding, right? Yes, dear. Okay. This one is your yet another markup language. Okay. The format is fixed. I'll tell you the format. Hyphen, hyphen, new one. Then something you want to write. Column means subheading. Okay. E observe, step, script, everything. It has a subheading. Okay. So let me give an example of student YAML file. Okay. So let's write as a student's YAML file. See, simple. I'll go and create an image diagram for that. Come here. Okay. So see, just understand it. Okay. Or you want me to write it? I'll write it also. Okay. Let's see. First, let me write it. First see that, and then later I'll just try to go and write it out also. See, this is a separator of your new content. Now, hyphen ID means it's a new set of record. Can you observe ID again? This time, 2 times it is coming. Hyphen means what is this? Wait. Hyphen means, buddy, this ID from here to here, one set of record. Code, no, record. Okay. Again, if we and the third one come down, hyphen, give that another set of records. So you got the point of this point? Tell me, brother. Okay. Yes. Yes. See, understand. So this file basically what they are giving, they have not made it as a unique one. Okay. It has not made it as a unique one. If it is a unique ID, always it will get changed. Primary keys and all, you understand, right? So they have not made it. Actually, it has to be do with the 2 only. Separate ID, separate. See, this is the Krishna, Gurram, Bangalore, and see Siva, Poonam. These are 2 different records, right? It should be coming 2 only. Okay. So if it is not unique, we have to make it unique. While creating, we will not be repeating the same mistake. Okay. One ID, difference. The main logic for me would be, let's understand that. I'll come to this. I'll create it. Okay. This is one set of record, new files. Here you can write the comments also. With the has comment, you can write it anything. Okay. I'll go with the student. Okay. Let's see. I want you to go the student. Student 1. Okay. Come down. It will not be in the same line. It'll go to here. Now let's see name. What is the name of the guy? What is the name of guy I given? Krishna. Okay. So let's give Krishna. Okay. First name. First name Krishna. Next, what is the last name it is as? Last name is a Gurram. Okay. So it will not come here. Go with the last name. Okay. Let's see. It might be the chance that address will have a multiple lines, or their character, or their resume, multiple lines. In that case, no need to address one will go. Address column. Separate it and again go back inside second line. Like Hyderabad 38 something. Whatever it may be, me paid anything, your choice. Huh? Just write the comment. Now tomorrow again, new record I want you to create. So just write new student 2 and follow the same format what we have already followed it out. Clear here? Same steps you can follow. You just replace with the name. So the main agenda for this class would be for YAML scripting is like how you are writing that HTML code, right? It is a similar type of code, but format would be different. Okay. And you don't have to bother about writing that YAML file. All the file, you just keep it into your like GitHub or anywhere. When you're keeping YAML, automatically come. Before, apart from YAML, there is no option also. I can show you that. Come back here. Okay. Let me go to the dev.azure.com. Okay. Let's come to any pipeline. Pipeline. New pipeline. Okay. Only classic will we have to give it. All on. Yeah, this is the other one, other GitHub portal TVCS and okay. Wherever you go now. Okay. Sorry. Can you see? This has changed it. So whatever the content is, automatically they'll change to the YAML file. Okay. Yes. Anything, any default file it is there. Repo. See, no, I'll just tell you. Have a look. What is that file you had chosen, buddy? Anil repo, right? July 7:30 Anil repo I chosen, right? I'll show you also. Let me one thing. Okay. So can you, buddy, 1 minute. Let me come now. I'll come here. Okay. Just give me a minute of time. What is that? July 7:30 July, no, Azure 7:30 July 23, right? I'll just trying to go. Which one? This one, right? Naveen, any doubt? No, I'll come back, bro. 1 minute. Repo is there, right? Where is the repo? Yes, repo is there. Anil repo is there, right? Come, fine. What is the code here? Let me go back. Sorry, 1 minute. Will not go. He doesn't have anything. He just a readme file. Okay. He just readme file in that. Okay. There's no YAML file here. I have a YAML file. No. Okay. I'll go with others also. Let me go with front end repo. Okay. Readme file is there. No YAML file. Is this look to be YAML file? No. Very good. I'll go to the front end. Please remember that front end, right? I'll go back. I can generate it. Okay. New pipeline. Okay. Azure repo. Where is that? I told buddy. Front end repo. So it says that. Do you have already existing YAML? No. I'll start creating it. Click here. Can you see that file? Hello world, whatever it is given it. Okay. Right. So that YAML Azure file, which has already taken it, it has already converted into that YAML file. Okay. Which file? In the front end, Azure YAML file. Okay. Same thing if you go with your Anil file. If you go back to your Anil file, let me go back here. Anil repo. Starter file. So start with minimal pipeline. You can customize to build and code deploy. So you don't have to bother this file here. Automatically, what file it is there for the YAML, it will pick up. Oh, okay. Yeah, it will be applicable. It will come. So see, Naveen, whatever your repo you are doing it, same repo it is replicating, but only thing it is going to the YAML. And here, Naveen and team, here this YAML file, we are not running all the jobs, copy file, publish file, build and all. See, it is going with all the save and runs. Okay. It will all go with the save and runs here. Right. So you don't have, see, jobs are automatically running. So I'm not sure that file is right or wrong. Okay. But I just given it. So main thing for that YAML would be in case your developer, because you don't know the YAML file at all. So your developer is giving any code to you, you'll keep into your Azure repo, and you'll first is classic editor. Why classic editor means, if you go with the classic editor, you'll learn all those things, like how I need to go back to your deal with the Docker file, how I need to deal with the SQL file, how I need to deal with that your HTML file. You'll come to know that. But YAML, it will change into that format of the YAML automatically. Okay. If you go with that run file and then you'll update it out, then in that case. Okay. YAML, you don't have to bother. It's all with the starter automatically. But yes, another, in case of your YAML file, your developer will write the YAML scripting for you all. It depends on the developer. They're giving you the HTML code, they're giving you the Java code, they're giving the .NET code, they're giving you the YAML code, or they are simply giving you that code. Once they give you, by seeing their code itself, you can go with the classic editor or go with the pipeline. Anything is fine. But I'll suggest go with always. What we are using it here, Docker. What job we are using the Docker? Forgot, buddy. No, this is not expected here. Docker we are doing, no. Classic editor. If you click the classic editor, you have to choose the job, right? No. Empty job. Uske baad, and then after that, build an image, push an image, dear. Right? No, you will choose the, you'll get thing. Now, HTML. What you are getting it? Copy file, publish build artifact. So if you learn, if you'll do it classic editor, you will be there in the mind. Whatever the developer is giving you, you're just cooking the biryani or you're giving it, what you will learn. Okay, na? Always go with the classic editors here. So YAML scripting, your understanding is important here. These all terminology is important for you. Okay. Like terminology in the sense, like format is important for you. This is your comment. Separate new record. This is the separator between one record and another record. If one record have multiple lines, colon, come to next line, go backside and do it out. This is just an alignment here. Okay. Now one more thing, guys, understand. Coming to interview perspective for these all questions would be, they can ask you the component of ARM template, right? They can ask you to write one sample YAML file. Any student, don't take it student, go with the employee. Anyway, it's a role of your development, okay? Development team. Now, one more thing there, they might ask you that explain into the Kubernetes architecture very clearly. Master and slave, pakka interview, right? Make a note of somewhere. Master and slave, surely they'll ask the question in the interview. This is for X up to 4-5 years of experience. More than 4-5, please go with the master class. Master class of Kubernetes and Docker. Remaining GitHub, remaining Azure, SQL, function app, this is okay. Only you wanted to go more than 5 Kubernetes and all you have to do it. Okay? Now, tomorrow, dear, I'm asking you, tell me. Tomorrow, I will be taking one example of Jenkins. Right? Don't implement Jenkins in your project because Jenkins is similar to like your Azure DevOps. Okay? Just understand what is Jenkins, what all the tasks we can do. That's it, you know that, okay? Others will come to know that. Apart from that, you left out with one interview questions. Documents, interview questions, certification notes. So do you want me to do it offline or you want me to take it online? This is up to you. Offline. So be ready on the Monday then. Okay. So Monday you have to take a pen. Please come. Okay. Fine, dear. Anything else, buddy? Today your job is to go and prepare a notes on architecture. Anyway, Manoj will prepare, but you also take the pen and you do it, all right? After that, try to write one small YAML file by your own employee, just for understanding. Okay, dot. This is just format, yeah. Format. You don't have to write it. Same, only one. See, no, if you go back to my file, can you come back? See, this ran also. Okay. With YAML, it ran it out. No need to go with the build in image and push inverse. Naveen? No. We'll run it, but manual. Classic editor. Classic editor. File it as a no. Classic editor, it will come. So 1 minute I can show. I just wanted to show some steps to you. August. Sorry, dear. No. If you delete the YAML file, you can again regenerate it. No. If you click on that generate, it will generate a YAML file for you, right? Based on your plain file, it will generate a YAML file for you. Automatically generate it out. Now you can ask another question to me. Question is, if you go with a classic editor, what is the use of going with the YAML? That you can ask me question. Right. No, brother. If you go with a classic editor, no need to go for YAML scripting. We are giving the jobs, no. We are choosing the job manually. I am choosing the job, right? We have to choose, no. Which job? Like, let's see, publish build copy file, publish build artifact, build an image, push an image. We are choosing it manually, right? But YAML, are you choosing it? Yes. Code, it will give an automatic, based on the code, it will go with the next steps. Now, another thing is, tomorrow be ready with your one Jenkins one. Monday, interview questions would be there. In that, I will be asking few interview questions. Around 20 to 30 questions I'll prepare. I'll ask with you guys. Please be prepared. It may be file sharing. It may be app services, SQL, Kubernetes, anything. So Monday, it's kind of your interview kind of thing. Interview, no, I cannot take the interview for all the guy, but yes, it's kind of your some questions, mock questions we can ask. So don't miss. I want everyone to come, more than 50, 60 people to come on the class. Offline, you don't come, it's not a problem at all. But I wanted to attend it. Okay. Take care, guys. Okay. If any doubt, please message me or Manoj or Javir. If again is talking it out, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, we have online lab. You join it. Fine. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Take care. Tomorrow we have a class. One more thing. Guys, tomorrow we have a class. Don't miss it. We'll discuss about something. Just 45 minutes to 1 hour class only, Jenkins. If you're interested to learn that. Okay? Tomorrow we have a session 45 minutes to 1 hour only. Jenkins. If you guys want to join online, you can join online also. Anyway, I have to come. Morning batch I have. Okay? Thank you guys. Thanks so much. Take care, guys.